G'day and welcome to Trek Across Oz, Goolwa to Mt Gambier, hosted by yours truly, Bunyip Adventures. My name is Jason.
And I'm Jamie, because it says it right here on my t-shirt.
So we are cycling from the beautiful Goolwa, South Australia, all the way out to Mt Gambier, 500 kilometres in total, raising awareness for mental health and raising some money for an amazing charity here in South Australia, located in Tea Tree Gully. Talk Out Loud. Talk Out Loud support young adults and children with mental health support. They offer youth camps, they do mentoring, they do counselling, and they're all volunteers as well. So when we were looking for a charity to support with this adventure, we thought we would stick local, and we couldn't think of a more meaningful cause than raising money for mental health.
This is also about tourism here in SA. So there's a lot of great places in your own backyard that you can look to go to holiday, to enjoy some time with your family, or maybe if you want to relocate somewhere. So we'll be going to a lot of the coastland areas in SA right now. It's going to be a long journey, but we'll be talking to locals, getting their thoughts on mental health, but also learning more history about the place. Like Goolwa, which has an amazing history. It goes all the way back to 1853. So join us as we follow Jason and his brother-in-law Aaron on this bike ride from Goolwa to Mt Gambier and all of the crazy stuff that will happen in between.
Let's hit the road.
Let's go.
Greeted by the historical Cockle steam train, we're better to start a 500 kilometre cycle than the stunning beachside town of Goolwa, South Australia, for day zero. Historically named Port Pullen, and later in 1857 changing its name to Goolwa, this town was one of Australia's most important river ports, allowing goods to move from riverboats to sea boats, as to avoid the Murray Mouth. Between 1853 and 1913, 37 paddle steamers and 3 barges were built in Goolwa. Nowadays, an ideal spot for beachgoers, fishermen, and those who love the outdoors. Goolwa is one of South Australia's most beautiful beachside towns. Today though, we are spending the afternoon on Hindmarsh Island, an island river just a bridge away from tomorrow's starting line in Goolwa. Goolwa and Hindmarsh Island are both great fishing and beach locations. If you're heading out to Goolwa though, Hindmarsh Island is definitely also a popular tourist destination due to its view of the Murray Mouth and its array of wildlife and nature walks. So we are here at one of our wonderful sponsors for today's accommodation before we begin the trek tomorrow. The Hindmarsh Island Caravan Park have been very generous and gave us a caravan space and a lovely cabin so we can have a good night rest and freshen up in the morning.
Yep.
And we're about to head inside. Jamie's going to cook us up a barbecue and introduce us to the rest of the crew.
Let's meet the crew.
No adventure would be possible without an amazing crew. Introducing you to Michaela, Director of Photography and Camera Whiz, and Danny, Logistics Pro and Social Media Manager.
Woo! I need to give that back. Oh, Aaron's coming. Everybody would like to introduce to Aaron and his amazing family. So Aaron's going to be joining Jason on the road on the bike.
All right, Jamie, what's on the menu tonight?
Hey, so we've got some shashliks and good old snags.
Can't
go
go
wrong with snags.
Of course not. Yeah.
I beat you to it.
You
so.
did, yeah. Snag on the barbie.
I'll beat you to Mt Gambier too.
I bet you're driving.
Correct.
Tomorrow morning, we'll be cycling the entire border of the freshwater lake, Lake Alexandrina, heading to Malang, then out to Wellington, where we'll be catching the ferry across the Murray River, and heading to Meningie, 140 k's.
That's how I got into it. And then, like, the first year I sort of did maybe 2,500, 3,000 kilometres. And then the years after that was between 5,000 and 7,000 kilometres. And I got into the Tour de Cure when I was working with Sea-Link, and we did the Kangaroo Island one, and that was a lot of training, a lot more hills training.
But why do they call like the bike sporting things
Tour de Cure.
Yeah. So yeah, what is Tour de Cure?
The Tour de France is the Tour of France.
Yep.
And they literally go all over France. So these guys, Tour de Cure is searching for a cure for cancer.
Okay.
So yeah, so that year, Sea-Link was one of the major sponsors. I worked for Sea-Link. They said, who wants to come and join in? And I think we had 17 riders from Sea-Link in SA, and yeah, we went from Victor Harbour to Kingscote on day one. crossing the ferry, and then day 2 was from Kingscote right down to the bottom centre of the island.
So you've already done this?
Yeah, but it's good for mental health. Like you get out there and you're just pushing it, and if you got your little segments that you like to ride and push yourself on, you try to do it better next time and push a bit harder. And then if you get a headwind, it just throws all that out. But if you get a tailwind,
It's cool runnings.
yeah, just hook in.
Bro, why are you wearing sunglasses at night?
You'll see. Ha! You'll see.
You'll see, yeah. But it'll be shaded.
Yeah. One of our sponsors, Oakley Australia, have actually sent us some early Christmas presents, or late Christmas presents technically, it was after Christmas.
Yes.
So, but yes.
That's Christmas present.
Well, there's a pair for you. And a pair for you.
Sweet.
Nice new pair of Oakley sunglasses to keep us sun smart as we trek across Oz.
Oh, but we also have to look cool.
Exactly, yeah. That you were saying you broke your collarbone. That was a cycling incident, yeah.
Flat level ground at about 40 k's an hour on a bike path. Mechanical, one of the teeth skipped the tooth on the chain under full torque. I was trying to put maximum effort in and I just went over. Broke my helmet in 4 places and broke my collarbone.
You broke your helmet. How hard did you hit the ground?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, hard enough to break his collarbone.
It just goes to show like that this can be dangerous as well. Like especially this time of year, it is holiday season.
Yeah.
Like we're trying not to think about that obviously.
You use the caution and you think ahead and plan and but if you had that in the back of your mind every day of your life, why would you leave your house?
Exactly, yeah.
You've got to balance the risk versus living life.
Yeah.
Sounds just like anxiety.
Well, it is 100% true. And that's kind of the mindset that I'm going in with, because obviously I know you've done a lot of cycling. I definitely haven't. I haven't even done as much as I wanted to leading up to this. And like, we're doing 150k roughly a day, like to a pro cyclist out there. No dramas, that's their normal probably morning cycle, but for the average Joe like myself that knows how to ride a bike, but riding 500 k's over 4 days, a little bit different. You kind of do need to just have that resilience of just pushing forward, don't you? You kind of take it 1k at a time essentially, or 20 k's at a time.
Yeah, well that's why we're taking bike serves at a time.
Yeah.
We're doing 25 to 30 k's and then Jason can have a wee rest.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
What did I do this morning before we hooked up the van and headed down to Goolwa?
You did what, 46, 45?
55.
Oh, well there you go, 55 k's.
Before breakfast.
But yeah, looking forward to it. Like, obviously the sunglasses are fantastic from Oakley Australia, so we do really appreciate that.
Away.
Yeah, thanks Oakley.
Thank you very
great.
much, Oakley.
Like, awesome barbecue as well, Jamie. Thanks so much for the food. I reckon let's hit the hay, and we've got an early start tomorrow for day 1, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. The mayor's coming down and a couple other guests, so to send us off. And then, yeah, a long trek all the way out to our first destination. With our bikes ready, it was time to hit the hay and get some well-earned rest. We'd need our rest for what the next few days would hold. Although it'll be a rough ride, and a long one. Much like in life, teamwork and mateship will get us through the hard times and to where we are trying to go to. Join us in the next episode as we begin this great adventure, cycling 500 kilometres from Goolwa to Mt Gambier, raising money for mental health. On your bike, and see you next time.